Hey, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to this morning's stream. Sorry, I'm reading the update article here on the capture of the guy who broke into the shop over the week. Well, I guess it was Friday. And I kind of got down this it's a little bit of a rabbit hole here, where they started talking about how they caught him with marijuana and drug paraphernalia, but no drug tax stamp. I was like, what? So apparently in Kansas, even though marijuana is legal, you still have to pay taxes on it, and they will give you a tax stamp when you pay your taxes on it. Crazy. I mean, this guy looks familiar, but I wouldn't have got that guy necessarily from that video. What a dirtbag. What a dirtbag. Alright, let's check to make sure everything looks like it's working correctly. It looks good. Good. Alright, let's get started. Greetings and salutations. For reals this time. For reals. You guys are having a wonderful May 4th. Hey! Is that SE Charmed? Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Emerald Eye. Welcome, welcome. Alright, let's sell some junk. Oh, that must be the new orb from the... Okay. Let's sell all this junk. Get out of here. Get out of here. So, I'm gonna put some stuff on Front Street. I didn't get much of a chance to play over the weekend as I kind of wanted to. I did kind of fiddle around a little bit here and there trying to play some, but combinations of just didn't feel up to it at certain times, as well as just being wiped kind of prevented me from playing as much as I wanted. Also, I was under the impression that Tobrell and I were going to get together and do level 1 to 20 stuff, or sorry, not 1 to 20, 20 to 30 stuff, because he had TR'd. Well, he like 30'd in, I think, while I was sleeping, and just never, you know what I mean? I guess you guys can't see me throw my arms up in the air. He like put himself on a weird schedule, and yeah. So instead, while I was kind of screwing around on my own a little bit, I actually ate a medium elixir that I got from turning in some small dragon shard fragments. And I did a couple of things on Samus that I thought were quick and easy and kind of fun, but not worth recording because I already had videos for. So now I'm kind of looking at doing some other stuff. All right. So what do we have? What do we want to do today? If we check our road lease taken, our quest spreadsheet here, we actually have quite a few quests in this level range that we can be moving on. Invaders, Diplomatic Immunity, Eyes of Stone, Framework. Alright, I guess there's not that many, but there's still some. Alright, we got a fresh Durham. Let's start off with a quick and easy invaders, right? And then we'll go from there. We're ready to roll some daily dice. Bam! 41. Alright, we can beat 41 on our gold roll, right? 1, 2, 3, go! Nope. 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 That was bad. was bad and should feel bad how bad it was. So what's going on with everybody this morning? How are you guys doing? Anything exciting going on over the weekend that you'd like to share? Any stories of her heroism? Love to see them before we get started. Magic Monday. Putting on my chapstick. Gotta keep these lips kissable, yo. Alright, this is weird. We've had multiple people show up in the chat room, but now it's telling me... Let's look at the users in chat. No? Okay. Strange. I shall go at once! Alright, well, let's start Invaders, shall we? Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's time once again for that glorious moment in the Road Least Taken video series where we step into Invaders. Alright. No hesitation. No, I don't know, whatever those other words are. That means we're going to get started. Invaders is kind of sweet because you get an opportunity to punish all these things that cause problems. And that is how we're going to look at it, and no one can tell us differently. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to summon my hireling, put him a little bit back here around the corner, a little bit out of the way. Oh, let's see. I think I'm going to split the difference here and actually go Shock and Whirling Words instead of my usual, like, Cold Focus or Fire Focus. The reason why is because there's actually a pretty good mix of both Fire Reavers and Ice Cleansers in the quest. Especially here at the very beginning. Where is it? Where are you? Why? There we go. Like, why did they not run this direction? So once we kind of clear that initial junk, what I like to do is I like to go to the north here. I feel like it gives me the least amount of backtrack. In fact, it is the least amount of backtracking. Then get in as close as you can. Alright, that's not the way to word that. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. And you want to get just close enough to be able to target the beholder, and then you want to back away. Alright, if you're ranged like me. If you're not ranged, just get in there, get her done. Get her done. Oh, I thought my foe was about to ring. I was like, not now. Not now. Alright, so obviously the most dangerous thing about Beholders is that they can dispel you and then finger death you or disintegrate you or in some other pile of annoying ways just kill you. But honestly, I prefer Beholders to these Thrackhounds. I mean, I think people have heard me say it before. I really, why are we using that? Really dislike Thrackhounds. I find them to be one of the most unnecessarily complicated monsters. Let's turn our Raynarmon here. See if we can find the window to attack this guy around the corner. I don't think so. I think we're going to have to wait for him to come out. Kill him with knowledge. Come on. Thing. I know we got a couple of... There we are. Perfect. Gotcha. Alright, avoid the little purple balls unless you want to be farming Tasty Ham. I do feel like there's a Tasty Ham farming build. Not that you necessarily want to do it. In fact, I will confess that I in the past, before hand barrels, I would come in here and farm Twisty Hands. It was a long time ago. But once when Java was more like the old Batman build, like an evasion paladin with really good saves, you could clear out one of the smaller hallways. Excuse me. Clear out one of the smaller hallways, and then you could rely on a combination of your evasion and your ability to both get repaired and healed, being immune to negative levels on a robot, etc., etc. And you could actually just, chase balls around until you got what you wanted. It actually worked really quite well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and detour here. You can run back through there, but it's gonna, one, save time, and two, prevent us from having to deal with some respawns. All right, speaking of respawns, what we're gonna do is we want to web right here. Some Thrackhounds will spawn when we pull that lever, and we just want to be ready to deal with them. Looks like I picked poorly on which side was going to be all the champions, but we'll deal with it. What is the build? So the build that I always use for doing these like training videos is a 2 Arty X Wizard build. I will be doing a specific video on this. I'll try to do it this life. But this is the build I always do for the training videos. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is R3 capable with the help of a hireling. And it tends to be able to accomplish all the things in the quest. This one happens to be Inquisitive based. Currently 32 points in Inquisitive, 12 in Eldritch Knight, and 12 in Harper Agent. These Dragonborn points are the free ones from doing Racial Lives, so
the guards are nowhere to
you can consider those or not.
Or are they trapped inside with the invaders?
Got Polar Raid. We get Polar Raid again. We did get Polar Raid again. Look at us. Not dispelled yet. It's kind of interesting. Alright. I'm going to fire off our mini pew pew pews. This is the room I was talking about where it's always fun to like farm things when you had the ability. There's our dispel. I knew we'd get one sooner. So yeah, this would be the room that I would try to farm things on, because the balls won't leave the room. So it makes a much smaller area for you to have to farm. Buff. If I thought Durham could stand there and clear portals alone, I'd pull him, leave him there. So again, if you kind of think about your hireling as for the most part, a big fancy mana or a healing potion. Sometimes you'll get like a death ward out of it, which I need to actually do. Or maybe nades. I find them to be very useful. Oh, sorry, there's some more chat here. Cool, yeah. I suppose, since I'm answering questions, now is as good a time as any to remind everybody that I record these videos as part of my live stream over on twitch.tv/SamusFromRobo. If you're checking this out or on the YouTube channel, thank you very much for doing so. If you'd like to join us live, that's one of the best ways to do so. But of course, if you're, watching on Twitch and you're like, man, there's a different quest that I really would like to know how to do. Well, guess what? There might be a video for that over on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/SamusGarobo. Working on it. Slow. Slow going. This is our second pass recording videos from level 1 to 20. Alright, let's pick it up. Our one negative level should be done here pretty soon. There is usually like a bunch of annoying guys right here, so I think we're gonna fire off another bunch of spellcasters. You kind of aim carefully. You can clear everything and then basically run side to side. That beholder down. Ooh, sweet. This chest will float around. There's only one. We'll try to, if I remember right, we'll try to check all the places where it's at, but it'll be towards the south tunnel. Alright, also the ambush we walk through here. Ice Plunger is one of the most important ones to get because of the polar ray. Polar ray scary. Did I get the collectible already? I did. Nice. Tall ladder. I just want to hook on you. I know, it's all my fault. I'm a terrible hooker. Boink. Thank you, Durham. Rebuff again. That's like the moral of this particular quest. Rebuff again. Yes, please. Wow, killing people with some knowledge. I really do love this move arm. I don't play with it nearly as much as I should because of the difficulty it is to boost the damage, but it's a good one. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna say we need to focus on the Polar Ray caster, but also the hero. Soul Badman can also be quite strong, so it was hard to... It was a toss there. I think anyone could have gone either direction on who to prioritize in that situation. That's probably slightly wrong. I probably should have went ahead and killed the Ice Windsor first. But it was very close. Let's see. A couple of things that you need to be careful of when you're doing this quest. One, you need to have a death block item on for sure. All these flesh renders, they have Vorpal attacks. So you can very easily get Snicker Snacked right out of the quest. So make sure you have a death block on. You can't just get by with death block or death ward because of the because so many things dispel. So you do need to have a permanent item on, in my opinion. I guess it's not many monsters that dispel, it's one monster that dispels, but there are many of them. Alright, pop, 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 pop. Ah, still got us. Still got us. Alright. Let's see. Things that we were talking about. Oh, yes. Locations of that chest. That chest could be in this room. Alright, we'll go ahead and crack it open here. And this room is just filled with more flesh renders. And fire reavers. No big deal, really. Not like the cold plunger or the cold rooms. And if it is here, it'll be in this little alcove, I believe. Anyway. Oh, I thought there was a fragment. Look at the way that was. Looked like a fragment, right? Yeah. It could also be in this room, but this room also happens to be the last Elder Beholder room, so we have to go in here regardless. But obviously we don't have to go chasing the chest if we don't want to. Alright, I also would like to take a second here and point out this slay 120 outsiders. I believe this goes up to 150 outsiders. And you can farm outsiders pretty easily. There's a couple of these portals where things spawn slowly enough. Alright, here's another spot for that chest to spawn. I personally like the cold cleanser area if you're going to be farming outsiders. There's usually one at a time there. Okay, I'm pretty sure I clicked it. But it is a little bit slower. If you have a couple of people, you can kind of divide and farm those portals up. And if it's something you care about, it's just a little bit of optional experience. I think they're pretty good chunks though. If I'm being really honest, let's see if it says here for all of them. Not particularly. But, you know, like I always say, if there's an opportunity to split the party in such a way that's not risk-taking, but also gathers a bunch of extra experience, I'm pretty down, right? Like, really, I prefer to have somebody doing traps. I really prefer to have somebody doing breakables. I really prefer to have somebody stopping to clear up optionals, etc., etc. It doesn't mean that these are always the same person. Roles, or different people doing different roles. It's kind of varies. Alright, we've been here long enough. These guys will probably respawn on us. Maybe not. Yep, there they are. Did I hallucinate? Never mind. We don't have to. We don't have to. Alright, there's a sweet little collectible right here. And this is where we're going to move Durham to, so he doesn't get ambushed. Alright, so in this room, this infight can be a little bit weird. There's like, what, 3 or 4 different mobs that he can be in here. You can get a Fire Reaver, you can get a Beholder, you can get a Thrackhound. Maybe it's just 3 actually. I feel like there could also be another one, but I don't know. Again, the reason why it's on the Road to Mistaken video series. And depending on which in-boss you get, is what... Yeah, so we got the Thrackhound. Is what kind of in reward you may potentially get. Let's see, let's find this Beholder. Damn, shot down. Ooh, 4 negative levels. Wow, hit us hard. Hit us hard. We're gonna grab our collectible, grab our other collectible, and loot our chest. See if we get the Thrackhound item. Doesn't look like we did. That's okay. Something else to mention, that this quest will drop out outsider tokens, and I believe it takes 15 outsider tokens to get a special reward. It's like a turn-in, and you can collect them from life to life. I probably have, I don't even know how many, a whole bunch. People can pass them to you in the chest if you're into them. Yeah, it's an interesting kind of mechanic. For a long time, some of the items are actually very good. Ooh, that was a worthy thing. But if you do collect a bunch of those things, or you're interested in checking it out, it's on the other side of the thing here. It says, oh, sorry, it's 25 outsider tokens. Do I have 25 outsider tokens? Really? Does not seem likely. It seems that I have them. It must not be collectibles, it must be ingredients. Here we go. Yeah, I've got 60. Show me the list of things, you fool. Alright. So we have the Scepter of Healing, which is something that I actually felt was pretty strong for a really long time. Devotion and Healing Lore at the highest possible level at that level. Demonic Breastplate. Dose and Defense. Ring of Balance was something I used to wear a lot of, actually. Stability is a kind of a interesting mechanic to come across. So, in this case, I'm just going to take the Tales of Valor because I don't need any of those things. But, again, it can be really good when you don't have any gear or anything. Alright, everyone, so that was the Beholders. Invaders. Beholders. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please interact with it with a thumbs up button. I hope you guys have a great day. Toodles. Alright, welcome everyone. Thanks for trickling in this morning. I appreciate you. Feel free to use the chat box. We're going to be recording videos most of today, but you know, I also really do enjoy talking about whatever's going on in your guys' life, so feel free to use the button, ask any questions, etc. Quadruply so when I have to pause to blow my nose. Jeez. Here in Kansas, we've had this horrendous storm roll through this morning. A bunch of hail, it was really nasty. And of course, anytime that kind of like fast moving cold front passes through, my nose goes a little bit crazy. Why am I walking? Why am I walking? Get on a horsey. Whee! Oh, that's why we're walking, because otherwise I gotta turn my rune arm on again, off again. Why does this not suppress when you get on a horse? How is this taking so long to fix? I swear, I'm gonna like... really start using the forums to complain about things. Is that fair? That's probably not fair. It's probably the exact opposite of fair. Alright. Alright, let me take my various vitamins here and then we'll get started on the next quest. Again, if you have any questions, comments, anything in general you'd like to put in there, now's a good time. I also would like to get a little bit of a, not really a poll, but some feedback. I play on the Sarlona server, aka the best server. According to everyone who plays on Sarlona anyway, it's the best server. But I'm looking at doing some watch parties here in the next couple of days using the Twitch Amazon party viewing thing. And there's a couple of like shows and or movies that I was thinking about doing. Ooh, what's this? Colonies Under the Sea. I have to check that out. But, I really wanted to do, Enterprise, but it looks like they don't have Enterprise on here. So I'm kind of curious now what to do. If it's something that you guys would be interested in, having a watch party, I would love to get your guys' thoughts on it. Looks like to be able to actually watch the watch party, you still have to have access to Amazon Prime, so maybe it's not something that people would like be super excited to do here. I don't know, something to think about. Alright, greetings and salutations, mother truckers. It's time once again for another road lease taken video. These next couple are actually not really fair. They probably shouldn't be considered the road least taken. I do tend to do these quests pretty often. I do really enjoy them. So I feel like I know them fairly well. But, I don't know, they just didn't get recorded in the first go-through. So, this is where they're at. So anyway, we're doing Diplomatic Impunity. This is a quest that I actually really enjoy for a lot of reasons. Unfortunately, one of the downsides of this quest is there's lots of running back and forth and back. So it's actually almost better, or you're incentivized to either solo the quest or wait for people to come in after a certain point.
Along the ridge line, high above
yeah,
you,
it's
is a line of bamboo fencing.
It's an interesting quest.
From
There's a
this
lot of
distance,
interesting
it
bits and
resembles
pieces.
descriptions of the
The
primitive
first and the most
architecture
important
used by
part
various
of
wild
these
men
this
tribes.
quest is you see these plants, and you see how there's like a ring of dirt around the plants. If you avoid the ring of dirt, monsters do not spawn. Specifically scorpions in this case. They're not only going to spawn at this around these plants, but any place there's like that color of soil, you can get yourself in a situation where they're gonna spawn the monsters. So like here, for example, there's that collectible over there, which I believe we can still
Through
get
the
if we
brush
go
ahead,
way over
you
this
hear a
way.
guttural voice calling for death to
Way
intruders.
You can pick it up without touching the... Oh! Then I ran right into this plant. See if there's anybody spawned here. It doesn't look like it. Looks like we're good. The soil was not the right color, which is all I was looking for. Alright, now we've got some wild mans. I guess these are vine thrasher warriors. Here's another one of those plants. Avoid it. Now this one, on the other hand, is pretty much impossible to actually get your hands on without going through there. So we're gonna go way up and around. Remember, there are no circles in DDO. Everything is a square, regardless of what it looks like. Oh, well, never mind. I guess we're getting this collectible because I didn't quite make it. Guess it's a little bit of a win-lose, right? Collectible for us, but also jade scorpions, also jungle scorpions for us. A little bit. All right. Speaking of which, I'm using a fireball rune arm here, just because I don't have to click on the doors to do the things. Fear Reaper. Switch back to our cold rune arm for a minute. I want the option to freeze this guy. I suppose also we should be switching back to our cold. Let's also switch our Eldritch Knight Blast back to, or damage back to cold.
The cavern ahead reeks of feline occupation. This must be where the panthers make their den.
We went kind of, for this build, for those of you interested, we went kind of deep on the idea of using the Quarantine as our primary rune arm after level 14. I don't know if it's working out exactly, but I feel like it's totally fine. So for those of you who don't know that the tripped, nasty. Quarantine has a 15% chance of freezing the monster when you fire its rune arm shot at it. Part of the reason I like it so much. There's one. Are dual crossbows a feat, or does it require a specific class? Neither of those things. It's actually part of the Inquisitive tree, which you can get for free by doing a run through the Sharn quests on Elite. So it's whatever Sharn favor. Unfortunately, that since it's favor based, it resets every life, and it's only per character. Or you can buy it. I think it's like $5 in DDO points to get it. But it's a universal tree, and the first tier of here is called Dual Shooter. So when you're using a light or heavy non-repeating crossbow, you instead get 2 hand crossbows that kind of clone. So that's where that comes from. Alright, we'll just use this.
The jungle canopy.
I don't think it's
gives way to a
$8. I'm
shrub-filled
pretty sure it's
clearing.
400
From
points.
the southwest comes the tang of salty sea air.
And if you get the points at, I don't know. I always think of the points as a penny a point.
As the salty tang in the air
Or
grows
more
stronger,
honestly, I think
you
about
notice a
the
bamboo
points as
bridge
like
crossing the ravine.
a little over
Perhaps it leads back
1,200
towards
of them
Henria's
alike,
camp.
give or take. That's true. If you have to buy the minimum, then...
The presence of the Droam soldiers
Yeah.
and siege machines is
Alright, so this is one of the places that I... You know how I kind of mentioned that you either want to solo the quest or have people standing outside or whatever, or make sure that... Otherwise you gotta herd cats to make sure everyone gets down here. So you cannot carry on this story until the entire party is gathered here, as well as a couple other points in the quest that we'll talk about. But this is one of the first ones. So if you have one person screwing around or is lost or whatever, you've got to herd those cats back here to be able to move on. You dropped $8 for the giant collectibles bag, but you needed it. Ah, I'm with you. I have the big collectibles bag and the big green bag as well.
The armor
sure,
and
anyway.
weapons of these dead creatures matches the ones on the
Huge,
beach.
gargantuan. I guess I don't have the
Scouting party,
big collectible
and their
bag.
hostile reaction
It's a
to
huge
your
collectible
presence
bag.
supports Yolivian's invasion theory.
But yeah, I'm a collectible nut too. No harm there for sure. What? Oh. Alright, if you're doing this quest on
Droam scouting party has been
a
destroyed.
difficulty less than
There must be many
Reaper,
parties of Droam soldiers spread
and you get
throughout
lucky.
the
Ooh,
jungle.
let's avoid that plant. And you get lucky. You can actually invis through large portions of this quest, and basically, you can get the what is it called? The peaceful bonus or whatever it is. You do have to kill several minions through the end in the infight, but if you basically only kill those monsters there actually in the infight, you can get this devious bonus. That's what it's called, which is pretty good actually. In Repromote, I wouldn't bother, but
A sturdy
less than
bamboo
promoted.
fence stands several
can be
yards
quite
off.
fast experience. Alright, so
Guarded by a
here,
solitary vine
I always
thrash
like to
wild
just hit
man.
all the diplomacy
Within
buttons.
luck, the guard did
Uh,
not hear the fate of his compatriots.
I know that there's a way that you can engage like a champion only, but I don't do that. And also, this village is like majority of the breakables. Ooh, a drow shoot, nice. But I'm not really a big breakables guy. Alright, so you go into the middle of this little jungle here, you'll find this dude here, and then again, I just like hitting all the diplomacy buttons. I don't want to have to stop and do extra fighting. I don't want to have to, even if there, is kind of a sweet chest. I just don't want to deal with it. You can run down from here. I'm gonna go ahead and take Detour. It'll just save me a minute or so, and we'll be walking back anyway. So. Alright, the entire party doesn't have to go here, just one person. So ideally, right, in a perfect world, if someone was standing outside and you ran through the quest really quickly, you could be on your way to the monkey village and they could step in, advance the quest, run through the monkey village, and the quest can be done pretty quickly, right? In a perfect, ideal world. However, we don't always live in that perfect, ideal world, so sometimes you end up having to end up waiting for people or whatever other oh, I missed a fungus? No, that's not going to happen.
Pond scum and fungi float along the top of this polluted pond.
butterfly. Been back here before. Intriguing. There's our mischief bonus. Nice. I'll take it. I'll take whatever bonus experience I can get my hands on. All about it. Alright, we got 2 minutes left on our death ward, but that's okay because we're gonna have to summon our helper man to us anyway here pretty soon. So we're actually running into another one of those checkpoints where you have to gather the entire party. Yeah, let's go ahead and rebuff the rest of our stuff too. Guess we've been in this quest a minute, huh? You never think about how much longer a quest takes when you aren't zerging through it at breakneck speed. So this is another gather the party choke point. Like I said, there's at least those two in particular that are kind of troublesome. All these monsters, for the record, will leash in the event that you are quick enough and crazy enough that you're okay with like red alerting through the hallway, but they will leash very quickly. I like to go ahead and pick up whatever I can, specifically the casters. Don't want people and any champs, obviously. Guess I missed that one. Start with this caster. This is where people are like, but Samus, she said they would leash. They will leash right around the corner up here. And I guess leash isn't even the right word. They'll get called off by the plot. So an attempt to demonstrate here. Bring a couple of guys right there.
A rough voice barks out.
So if you can get to that area of the quest, all these guys will break off.
The war captain wishes to parley with the intruders.
He's gonna parlay with me. We're parlaying. Alright. So again, we're gonna check all our buffs. Everything looks pretty good to me. We're gonna take note of this room. We have a caster over here. We have a caster over here. So when stuff goes down, this is where we're gonna go to work. We're gonna clean up the trash. Then we're gonna slowly beat on this guy. We don't want to kill him. We just want to wound him real bad. Alright. Fortunately, apparently I wasn't facing that control panel. Oh, he got us. Us again. Oh, Durham's in deadly danger. Hey, Durham, why don't you heal yourself there, guy? Because I need you to eventually heal me there. So if you just kind of like move back and forth a little bit, in my experience, you'll eventually get those trap boxes pretty easily. There's like a jump trick that you can use to, if you have to search, like jump and search in. I'm the Inquisitive, I really don't have to do that. Alright. Looks like we got all the guards cleaned up. Now we're just going to try to get these traps down to unlock our full trap bonus. Oh, come on there, guy. Alright, let's move away a little bit. Give us another handful of seconds here. Oh. Boy, you're about to just get shot. Durham. Kiss my boo-boos. We're all the way around. This is right on us again. So we got it. Alright, that should be our full bonus. So now, 50 monsters. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get any of these specials. We'll just keep healing right out of existence and finish the quest. Alright, so there we go. 22,500 experience. Since we did, we killed off his guard, we get this chest before we finished him. The rest of the time we always get these 3 quests here. There are some named items that can come from this. Most of them are, they're okay. They're really good if you have no gear, in my experience, but once you have a little bit of gear, they quickly outpace themselves. But, here's one. But, however, all of them except for the fireball ones can go into your sentient gem, I believe.
I wonder what you'll pick. So many choices.
And just for those of you who may know, this sentient gem is mostly charged just from doing TR lives. So don't think that you guys can't, with a little bit of time and a little bit of effort, get yourself a nice big sentient gem for later. Alright everybody, well that was Diplomatic Impunity. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, follow buttons. I really do appreciate it. And if you learned anything or if you have any questions, feel free to use that checkbox. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Doodles. Oh, wait. We should probably just go back to the boat. It's been at least half an hour since we've... Or been at least an hour since we've ship buffed, right? Probably. Also wouldn't hurt for us to make 2,000 more bolts. Oh, the ladies are here. Alright, so what do we have left, actually, for... we have kill all the Minotaurs. That quest is long. Or short, depending on how you look at it. What else do we have to worry about? Do we have anything else worth worrying about? Not really. It's just a matter of how long or how short you want to make that quest, I guess. Give it to me, give it to me. Take this. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. It is time once again for another Road Least Taken video. Again, I tend to do these quests really often. I just didn't last when I was recording the Road Most Taken video series. But, yeah, I don't know. I still really like this. This is Framework, aka MakingHamburger.quest. A guilty friend of mine actually can do this quest in like 90 seconds. I think it's a matter of like he goes and gets the ballista parts in exactly the right places and has an extremely good grasp of how to do the infight in such a way that it's very quick and then he just gets out. But yeah, I'm not that fast. So we're going to take a slightly longer route here. You need to talk to Dolores to not only get the quest, but to also get some Wand of Rock Solid Evidence. I tend to focus on spellcasters with this wand, but you can do champs or anything in particular that you find to be difficult, except for the red names. It's also important that if you're going to go through this direction that you aggro something through the front door when it's opened.
The sound of a warning bell echoes
Alright,
down
so
the
you have a
street.
couple of different optionals in this quest. You do not let the Minotaurs raise an alarm, which means kill everything before they ring the bell. But then also there's like 10,000 slay Minotaur quests, which the only way you can kind of get enough of those is by having them ring the bell. So you kind of have to pick and choose which way you want to go. Them ringing the bell is, I believe, more experience in the long run. Just having them ring all the bells along the way. Well, that was one heck of a head down run. We ran up a probably 10-foot wall there.
The sound of a warning bell echoes down the street.
Alright, so this is how if I'm ranged,
To see what's going on.
one of the things that I kind of like to do is I like to stand up here. The reason I like to stand up here is because it's not that monsters won't get up here, but if they do get up here, I can turn one to stone, kind of right here on this bridge like I just did, and they can go through, but they tend to struggle to go through the guys turned into stone here. Not everything, though. Oh man, that guy just walked right over that guy too. Alright, challenges in this quest. These red-named Minotaurs are actually pretty tough. They do big heals. They like to do negative energy damage, or apply negative levels to you, which is what you just saw. Most likely was them trying to neg level me. The little pains. Man, very few of these guys are getting paused on that today, huh? Like I said, and I kind of just like standing up tall and working my way through the various monsters in the quest. If you're ranged. If you're melee, it's a little bit trickier. You got to get down there and get to work, but this is significantly less risk, right? I think people see that. There's any chance that that guy's going to get dead before he gets here. Oh, there's another Cabal Seer. What's he cost? He dropped a fragment at my feet. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, so those little red name guys, there are 3 of them floating around. If your DPS is not the most insane, I would highly recommend trying to take them out before the trigger the infight. If you don't have them killed before the infight, they will charge at you. So then you'll have 3 additional red named shenanigans to deal with. Alright. I think we have most of the things in our immediate vicinity cleared up. We'll loot our chest in the battle pit. And then we're gonna come back around this direction. Oh. this is the other area of the quest that I really kind of like to stand at. Strong likelihood I'll end up back here for the actual infight. I personally feel like this is a really good spot for Durham to stand to be able to heal me while I kind of jump back and forth between. So like I can jump from here, I can jump back to here. Either I put Durham here, or I put Durham here. In fact, let's put him here today. I just got a paranoid feeling. So if you're jumping back and forth between this spot and that spot, the monsters have to run back down and around to come up and get you. So it's a really good way to basically make the monsters path around to be able to attack you.
The sound of a warning bell.
Alright, so the third chest is not over here, which means that the last seer is on the other side of the map here. We'll take him out before we start the fight. Now we gotta go across the bridge to get the other guy. I suppose this is also a good time to talk about the shrines in this quest. There are two. One's kind of over here in the distance with in the middle of like a pit. The other one is right up there. So if you find yourself in trouble, or starting to get in trouble, you might want to gently make your way in this direction and kind of be prepared to get towards the quest, or towards the shrine. I have in fact had situations where this would be an excellent guy to like turn to stone and make into a bridge, but I think I'd rather go collectible here. Or the option. But yeah, numerous times I've actually had to, especially on much higher Reapers, I've had to make sure to be ready to clear this path. Speaking of, let's also go around, do a couple things here. One, there are various ballista parts laying around the quest. Depending on your repair skill, you can use them to repair ballistas based off how many parts you pick up, I believe. And you can use those ballistas to like shoot yourself into around the quest, around and whatnot. So here's the back gate, the Fisher's Gate. You can jump over this, over the gate right here. So if for some reason you can't get the back or the front gate open, just come around and you can get right in there. Let's see. Also, if you decide to get all the Minotaurs optional, you'll have to go over to this section of the city. I'm not going to do that today. There are a couple collectibles in there, though, so keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes out. There's a small handful of places that the chests can spawn for those red names. Alright. Yeah, looks good. This ramp is trapped. There's 2 traps on each side. In the event that you cannot disable the traps, what I recommend doing, and I'll just do it with this side, is I recommend like a sideways jump. And then you can go up here a little ways and use
Your
like
gifts are acceptable, says the
clear
Minotaur
the-
chieftain. But they will not be enough
those
to
off
hire
without
my
too much
people
of
as
a problem.
mercenaries. War is expensive.
Alright, so we need to come up close enough to activate this
You
fight, and then I like to jump up here.
The Medusa says.
What we are looking for is a wise governor for the annexed city of Stormreach. Would the plunder of, I mean, taxes cover your costs?
like to try to get the chieftain out here.
Sagely. You drive a hard bargain, Ambassador Hestis. I accept.
Alright, so theoretically now at this point we could leave. Right, we've done all the things. But we're not ready, right? There's chests to get. Maybe too late. We may have killed that guy before you could tell those guys to come get us.
The sound of a warning bell echoes down the streets. More Minotaurs pile out of the nearby buildings to see what's going on.
Alright, so one of the things that are strategies that I like to use here is I like to use these up ramps again as a choke point area. So if you're kind of up here a little bit, this is a good spot to I should have rolled backwards. But this is a good spot to kind of run around in the chance that you need a minute to like throw some heal scrolls or some other way, shape, or form. Killed that guy too soon. He didn't activate these red names. Bummer. Oh, but it's going to give me the chest for free. I'll take it. So normally these two guys will actually, during the speech, if the Minotaur is alive long enough, he'll yell at these guys and they'll come attack you. This guy, of course, has the problem of disappearing, coming back a second time, and this guy, I believe, you can turn to stone if you'd like. Not that I would necessarily recommend it. Alright, so let's, we could go back to Dolores here. You could take this ballista. It's already fixed. You click on it, and it would throw you across the room back towards Dolores. Before we do that, though, we're actually going to go peek around the outside explorer zone just a little bit here. A couple of things that, it's not really an explorer zone, but it's outside the castle, right? Outside the castle. There are a couple of optionals out here that you may or may not feel the desire to check out from time to time. It's up to you. But I know that during the Maybar event, coming back this direction is after the infight there in the middle is something that I tend to do to pick up the rest of my stars. It's like the shambling mound that appears in here during the Maybar event. So don't get that confused with now, but I believe there can be a special spider there, though, which we do not have today. And then I mentioned that other rest shrine / resurrection shrine being kind of out in the distance, down inside of the pit. We're about to go down into the, not down into the pit, but we'll just be able to see it. The optional happens to be down here when I go down into the pit. There it is. The other optional is like a sleeping giant. I believe he's usually right at the shrine, so doesn't look like we get any of the sweet optionals today. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty much the quest in a nutshell. Unfortunately, we didn't get these optionals. We don't need the shrine. I do want to get this ice soul just because I want to see if he drops a fragment for us. And he did. So we're going to loot that fragment, and then we're just going to detour. No reason to fight normal monsters. Alright, so we're going to tell Dolores whatever you want to do. If you've accomplished... don't stop killing all the Minotaurs and kill something different for a change. She'll give you a chest. I typically don't find it to be worth the hassle of time, but you're welcome to do so. Like I said, I believe Distributed has a path where he collects a few of the ballista ingredients, parts from out here. And then he like jumps over, I think this ballista, shoots over, and then he's like really close to another ballista that he can shoot into the infight area. So there's a path to do this quest very quickly. I don't know what it is. If I learn it, I will do another video on it in the future. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please slam those like, subscribe, follow buttons. I really appreciate it. And you know, we'll see you guys real soon. Toodles. Yeah, I need to actually run through that quest with distributed and learn that super fast method. Do I want to go get the other scrolls? Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Anything before I start on the quest? Again, you guys are welcome to have a conversation with me about whatever's going on. Oh, excuse me. Got some serious yawns today. So I'm gonna have to get some food, I think, kind of soonish too. Much sooner than I normally would. I'm hungry today. See, it looks like we got a handful of people watching on YouTube this morning. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us on YouTube. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for sure. Watching on YouTube, I believe, helps me generate the time I need, the hours watched, to help me qualify eventually for partnership over on YouTube, which is of course the goal. I'd love to get partnered over on YouTube, even if it means slowly but surely. Should start recording some outrageous videos to help speed that along, but it's so hard to kind of do that kind of nonsense unless you have a talent for it. Alright, let's do it. Greetings and salutations everyone. It's time once again for another Road Least Taken video. This time we're going to be doing the capstone of the attack on Stormreach. Maybe this isn't the attack on Stormreach. It's like the prereq for attack on Stormreach. Lord March Plaza quest, I guess is what we'll call them. Eyes of Stone. Eyes of Stone. Tricky things about Eyes of Stone. Is that one of the main optionals is to turn people back from stone back into flesh. They give you an item to be able to pull that off in the quest, but it used to have a really long cooldown. So what a lot of people would do, myself included, would be to grab scrolls of stone to flesh. Still a useful trick in my opinion. It still saves you quite a bit of time, but that's something we can talk about. Showing you the path to that chest is something that needs to happen. Alright. I literally only killed that fight because there's a champ in there. Otherwise I just would have shot through the door. Alright, so you talk to this chick. It doesn't matter what she says. As soon as you talk to her, the door's open. We're going to go get this stone to flesh salve. So we're going to proceed to the west, into the library.
Show that you have found the archives.
It's not the worst thing in the world here to have either a fire shield or a cold shield running. Both of them are actually equally kind of important. The reason why is that there are these Cone of Cold traps that go off a little bit later or they can go off a little bit later depending on situations. But you can also just turn the trap boxes off. But basically, they're there to put out fire, right? Because if the books start on fire, then you know they have like a fire extinguisher-esque thing. You know, you want to save the books, right? So that's why they're around. There is a big lever to turn them off. Someplace, but you don't get the trap bonus if you do it that way. Oh. Look at that, I took almost 200 points of damage because I blew up that explosive barrel and I didn't want to. AKA, I tried to set those books on fire. Teach me. Alright, so as you're walking along through here, you want to be tabbing around. You're looking for a chest. I think it's called a strong box. There's see right there, strong box. And also here's that lever, so you
find the stone to flesh
fire control lever.
Inside
It is off now, so
somewhere a
we
distant
won't
voice
get
intones.
Kona
Fire
colded.
control system deactivated.
Still get the trap bonus though. I'm pretty close, right? I might be close. There's our first camper. I remember this taking that many traps to activate this trap bonus though. Or get it next. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Alright, so 8 is 20%. Alright, let's see. Also, stop. Also, you're gonna see these occasional palace guards floating around, right? One of the optionals here is going to be free 12 of the guards. So keep an eye out. It's pretty easy to pick up. I mean, there's that guy there. There's 3 at the beginning. There's just several guards along the way. All right, nope, still not enough. Is there more traps somewhere that I'm not thinking about? I'm not so sure. So anyway, this thing used to be on this ridiculously long timer. Now it's nowhere near so bad. It's down to what, 4 seconds? 4 seconds is doable. But it was like 20 or 30 seconds before, I think. It was real long. Alright, so once we have the salve, we're gonna proceed to the, what was it? I didn't even look. We're gonna go into the audience chamber here to the south, it looks like. Again, there's more guards. Boink. Normally I wouldn't bother clearing this out, but there happens to be another champ in there, so I wanna give me my chest. Oh, no chest, no fragments. Boo. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go around inside these rooms. But we're going to go around and be taking a secret door that leads to the room inside. This first guy, however, we're going to kill outside if we can. And then we're going to tab around and we're going to see that there's a coin load in there. We're going to activate Then we're gonna proceed in. Now every guy has like their own pet elementals of some sort. The reason why I typically do this is actually these guys do like to fight the elementals. Apparently not today. Apparently nobody wants to fight today with us. We're just gonna go around these secret doors. If we can activate the Coin Lord before the fight starts, that's what we want to do. And if we cannot, then we're activating them as quickly as possible, basically. Try to get them to assist. Again, nobody wants to help today. There'll be 2, and then there'll be a room full of just trash mobs. Alright, and then after said room of trash mobs, there will actually be a chest you can unlock. Which actually some pretty reasonable gear for like low level alts or whatever. If you're on the hardcore server, this is not a quest that I would skip if you are worried about potentially dying. Like this docent is actually very good at level 8. There's an armor that comes out of here that's also very good. So picking up those things can be very strong. Quarantine doing his job as usual. I really do enjoy Quarantine. It does such a good job. Also, before this used to go into your Ion Stone slot. I don't think it, or your Trinket slot. I don't think it does anymore. Fixed that a little while ago. So now we free this last guy. The reason we go around this direction is because you also need to talk to this guy at the end after freeing all the Coin Lords. Just makes the loop a little easier. Alright, check around, make sure there's not a guard up here. There's one. Usually another one up here. Yeah, over here by the door. I thought these could be trapped sometimes, but I guess not. Here is one of your first opportunities to shrine if you would like it. Up above the main chamber area there. I'm not gonna bother, but I have. Definitely have in the past. Oh, someone got shot in the butt. Alright, something we want to keep in mind is we want to save the last 2 charges for the in-fight room. And there are a few extra guards along the way, but I will definitely make sure that I have 2 charges for the in-fight. Double Reaper, yeah, you probably just need to clear this out. Normally I would try to skip this fight by going far to the either direction of the room. We can talk about that in just a second. But Double Reapers, I feel like if I try to move through without being noticed, that they would just spot me regardless. I'd rather have gotten the action in the way I wanted. Alright, so you have two different options that you can kind of go about here, right? There's an optional that I'm going to show you guys, so I'm going to end up going to the south side. But if you decide to not do the optional, what I would recommend is jumping all the way over to this wall, kind of running around the side. Typically, if there's not a high noticeable or a high observant mob right there, like a Reaper, for example, you can actually move through this side very easily. Same thing with the other side as well. But again, Reapers, in my experience, have a tendency to mess up plans, like trying to stay out of sight. Hey, I am too your supervisor. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate the host today. And every day, actually. You've hosted quite a bit recently. Appreciate that. Certainly is a great way to support the stream for free, for sure. The caster back here is actually probably the most important, especially if you don't have a death block on, death ward on. They will pop out native levels if you're going out of style, and I only had 5 seconds left, so it's probably important. Alright, so this room right here has a nasty troll. Used to actually be a tough fight, now not so much. I believe he has a spot in the room where he'll leash. I don't know. I don't remember for sure if he will. But I try to fight him out here, just so I don't have to deal with the chip-in damage from the archers. Why I'm fighting him. He has a sweet club. And then there'll be a couple of archers in this room. I guess in this case just one. Did I already kill one? Usually a couple in here. Mostly we come in here for the collectible, I'm not gonna lie. Put it on Front Street. A little bit of experience is good. That collectible is great. Alright, so now we're going to run to the opposite side. Opposite side leads us to the end fight, but doesn't mean that it's a straight line. It certainly does not. We got 7 charges left and 3 dudes to rescue. Again, there's 2 in the end fight. Duck in here now. Just wanted to make sure the caster was taken out. Stay up. Stay up. Gotcha. We're actually end up with extra guards, so we don't have to rescue because we rescued the guy in the library. Usually I skip the library. It's normally an extra, probably 4 minutes of running around trying to find the thing that can be avoided. Alright, we are going to go in this room though. Those of you who do the Maybar event will probably recognize this room as part of that Maybar event. And definitely know what's going on. I don't remember the train fight. I think it's actually a fight, right?
The crumbling hole in the floor
The Maybar
shows how
event
the
quest.
monsters infiltrated the castle.
I can be wrong.
Invaders tunneled under the city walls.
No, it's definitely part of the quest you don't get to skip. Alright, and then what I like to do is I like to try to fight as close to in line with this
Shifts as chunks of the roof
stove as I can.
It appears that the invaders' tunnel is
If you can, just personally, I found that fighting next to this stove with these exploding guys is that tends to be the most likely for them to trigger the closing of the secret passageway. So you got past me.
The tunnel collapses, crushing everything inside. No more Droam troops will enter the palace
Archer.
by this route.
This is usually, like I said, I usually don't get that guy inside there, so I usually clean up this chick. You know what? Just because we feel like it, we're actually generous today. We will turn her back, even though it was completely unnecessary. Completely. Alright, then we have a handful of guys down here. We haven't cast any real spells today. Buffs. So one of the things I like to actually do is get these guys aggro in some way. And if you happen to have a hireling, have the hireling open this door. Apparently that's not going to happen today. Apparently the hireling's still over. Let's try if you need it. I still have 5 pew 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 charges, so I'm in great shape.
A narrow tunnel filled with rushing water
jump down.
lies beneath the grate.
Alright, so this fight's going to take a minute to start. This is where you activate your
Your
various scrolls. This is why I like having something. These two guys do a great job of being real helpers. Then we like to put Durham over here in this corner. So by pulling this lever, it opens a mirror. And if the Medusa gets close enough to the mirror, there's the stone. She doesn't like it. Alright, so a couple of tips for the Medusa fights. One, obviously having your stone or your you turn to stone sucks.
In horror as she catches a glimpse of herself in the mirror.
So you can shield block, you can stay out of the light, you can be undead, you can wear your spell absorption item. A bunch of ways that you can not be turned.
Stop their plans for now, but the monster nation will surely return.
Alright, now it's just a matter of cleaning up the trash. Mostly the Reaper here is the really problematic thing. This is also a really good quest for like charm effects. Actually, could have run some of that earlier. Would have been accepted. Let's see. Collectible over here. Another doorway, but I think it just opens up for trash, right? There's nothing here. And yeah, I think we're good to go. I think we did pretty much everything you can do in this quest, right? I think so. Alright. Point. Eyes of Stone. Done. Normally I'd just recall out of there, but I wanted to see where that goes. Alright, buddy, with that should be the Lord March Plaza chain. I believe these are all free to play as well. So, I find them personally to be a lot of fun for level 12s instead of having to go do a bunch of undead quests. So yeah, definitely check them out. If you have any questions, comments, etc., please use the chat box below. I'll be happy to do my best to answer your questions. There we go. Let's put all the words in the sentence. And we'll see you guys again soon. Toodles. Alright. I think Remington is making stinky burrito. I swear that kid's going to turn into a stinky burrito. But I'm really hungry all of a sudden. That's alright. We'll push through. Worst case scenario, I'll have a little bit of these either sunflower seeds or some moon cheese. Oh, I guess I should have mentioned the crafting system, huh? Yeah, it's fine. We'll do something later about the crafting system, maybe. I don't think I... Well, I don't think I picked up the quest reward. I thought I had some junk in my trunk, as it were.
I wonder what you'll pick.
Delicious.
So many choices.
All right, well, let me double check my spreadsheet here, but I believe that's the last of the 12s. Which means if we want to, we should be able to record or take level 15. Yeah, now we just have 13s. We have a lot of 13s to do, actually. Like quite a bit. Let's just do here. Oh. There we go. Let's have some almonds, actually. Almonds are pretty good for things. Let's see. 16 grams of fat and 16... No. Sorry, and 28 nuts, give or take. 28 nuts. And 5 total carbohydrates in that same amount of 28 nuts. So we're not going to eat a whole bunch, but we are going to have a little bit here. I'll mute so you don't have to listen to me pouring things into my little container.
Desperate to block your path, the Kobold Magi draw power from a large crystal. They're using it to manifest a magical barrier in the valley ahead. You hear the crackling power of more crystals. They seem quite unstable. door materializes. Something very large and very powerful is coming. An elder black dragon. It roars, casting its eyes for its progeny. When the dragon realizes you've slain its monstrous offspring, its wrath shall know no bounds. tales will spread across Stormreach of how you bested such a monster.
Oh my god, did I not talk through this whole video? I'll be right back. Hang on. Alright, I'm back. Oh my gosh. Did I really just record another video without any audio? Oh my god, I did. Okay. Delete. How'd the previous video? Salutations everyone, it's time once again for another video. Good, that's still running. Great. So, I guess we just didn't have a Mired in Kobolds run today. Yay! I really don't feel like rerunning that video. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Again. Although at least this time it was my physical mistake, at least. God, so stupid. Sorry, I'm still kicking myself a little bit here. And trying to get my focus back under control. Oh, dear Lord. Alright, well, we'll have to redo Mire and Kobolds, but we're not going to do it right now. All that rain and stuff in that quest, I hope was just a random effect, because I cannot deal with that again right now. Alright, so let's see what's next. We've got the Blockade Busters quest. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that chain. It's much less pain in the eyes chain than the other things. What time is it? Actually, almost at 2 o'clock. Wow. This morning has flown by for the most part, actually. Definitely gonna have to deal with this migraine soon here. Summerfield Blockade Buster. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. We're back in Lord March Plaza. Now we're off to, I don't know, Chain 2 of Attack on Stormreach, or the official Chain 1. I don't know how you count it. But one way or another, we're going to start with the Sweet Assault on Summerfield. Again, these are quests that I really enjoy for the most part. They just didn't happen to make it into the first chain of videos. I'm not 100% sure why.
Summerfield is ablaze.
I really enjoy this quest in particular. Most of these quests actually I find to be really fun.
You spy an elf giving
They
orders.
may not be the best XP commands. They're a little bit on the long side, but I do really like them. Again, there are no giant holes, and it's hard to compete with giant holes,
the
right?
remaining
So,
city walls. Unless you
6
stop
of one,
the
half a
Croam
dozen of
army,
another.
Summerfield's fate will be shared by every
Captain
district
Marcus,
in
I'm here to
Stormreach.
help.
Eldritch portals open along the building ledges. Croam
Let's hit
has
this button to
begun
see if
their
it
new
does anything.
assault.
This is an AoE, right? It's not one. All nearby enemies take -10 to their various things and get a bunch of stacks of bone. Yeah, should be a bunch, guys. I don't know, I guess because it doesn't show you like a bunch of damage, it's hard to justify that, right? That would have been a good opportunity. There were, Again, it's a spell that I actually really like to cast. I just don't cast it nearly as much as I probably should. No, it's gotta be in the middle, right? No. Just in the middle. Nope. No. Man, talk about getting some things mixed up. Alright, now way over here. Whew. Really dislike it if I'm out of my pattern too far, you know?
Several moments pass without portals appearing. While the Droam army commander reformulates his strategy, you have a chance to dispose of
Very
enemy
well.
forces
I will head
inside
off into the
Summerfield's
danger
broken
zone.
walls.
I will go into this zone of danger, as it were. Alright, so let's. This is
likely the last working fountain in the Summerfield
what?
district.
Should be a saving throw for powered blind. Keep your head down right here. There can be a Medusa that shoots out of nowhere. She can be tough. Can be quite tough. Right, so I'm going to show you guys how I do this quest. I realize there's some stuff that I'm going to be missing. Specifically, like, I'm going to do part of the optionals here, but I'm not going to do 10,000. Like, find all of the wounded soldiers type shenanigans here, but we will find a reasonable number of people. So typically what I like to do, whoa, I guess we already aggroed that guy. Typically what I like to do is come up here, clean up any aggro up top, and then work my way across, taking advantage of the high ground, obviously, because if we learned anything from Star Wars, speaking of which, today, the recording day happens to be May 4th, so speaking of Star Wars, if we have the high ground, Anakin, you can't possibly hope to defeat us. So, always find the high ground. Alright. So we're going to come around here. Find a prisoner 1, or 2, I guess, technically. Take your sneak attack damage. You're blind. Alright, prisoner number 3.
You've slain the majority of Droam forces looting the burning ruins. But beating war drums indicate the invaders are preparing a new
Prisoner
assault.
4.
It is time to reinforce the defenses, starting with locking the sally port.
Alright. And then we're gonna pick up one more guard here. We'll grab this one. Alright, so there's another guard or another goal that says get 5 more. To get the 5 more, you have to enter in the various rooms that are like being looted and stuff. So like here's the bookshop over here, right? And you can do that, but I don't necessarily know where they all are. And also can be quite a few traps floating around. It's the reason why these places are not currently being looted. I don't see a trap. There's a trap box. So I don't know where the trap boxes are and stuff like that in these areas. So I don't really play with them very much myself. And come fiddle around in here. But, like, why is there a guard inside this guy's house? Right? Come on, or the bookshop. Right? Clearly, somebody is. This guard is on the take. So, anyway, I don't really mess around with this stuff very much. There's another one. Alright, well maybe we'll go ahead and take a second and see if we can... Because if there was 2, we need 5. There should be another place to walk in right over here, I think. And I know there's a guard up there. Alright, isn't there another... Yeah, back here. Basement apartment. Let's go see if there happens to be 2 down here. 1. It's like, what is this guy doing hiding in the back there? That is not very brave. Not going to be able to get far enough away, so we'll have to get in there range. Also, who puts a trap inside their fireplace? Like, why? Oh, he's got a cubby hole in here. I see. Although one trap was 10%, that's pretty good. Like, look at this. Look how much this... Oh my gosh. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And then there's more guys to rescue. I'm not here to rescue all these people forever and ever. But I wanted to show those 2 rooms off, I guess, a little bit. Again, normally I would not mess with it at all. There's a guard up there. Should be a guard up here somewhere. There's one back there. There's another inside of a house. If you want to get them all, like Pokemon, look around, you'll find them. But I'm out of here. We did 10. We rescued 10 people. I feel like we accomplished more than our goal. All right. So normally you could just D-door here back to the beginning and close the Sally Port. However, let me show you where the... Oops, wrong hole. So back around over this direction, and you can tell that there's the walls. So over and around here is the inner courtyard.
Sewer system waft up from this the sewer tunnel beyond
All
this
right.
hatch leads to the
Also,
other side
we
of
want
the
to...
wall. Doubtless the maze
Spoiler
of
alert, we're going to get
twisted
ambushed.
pipes
So we'll
would
throw
befall
up a little
any
bit of crowd
Droam
control.
scouts attempting just as you try engaging the side wall. Droam flankers pour through the passage. Summerfield's defensive line is breached. The crash of a battering ram erupts from the direction of
Now,
the southern barricade.
everybody has their own place that they like to fight this guy from. If I am ranged or a spellcaster or whatever, I like to stand up here,
Is just beginning.
refresh all of my DPS buffs, and then I want this guy to come at me. I think we would have continued to kill him had that guy not shot us with the
General
big
Taggart's
gust of wind.
scream of rage echoes off the city walls as he falls.
That is no nonsense. Pop one of those.
Indicating that with Taggart's death, the siege on Surf is ended.
I'm gonna bring Durham down here and tell him to go into whatever mode. We just want him to cast those spells on us occasionally. Doesn't look like he's particularly feels like helping us out with that healing magic, but oh, there we go. See, Durham's on the ball. Alright, there was our special in chest. However, if you run back around, depending on how many optionals you did, there'll be some additional bonus chests here for you. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only way I can think of it. So definitely go back up there and check and see how many bonus chests you may get for going through the quest. Otherwise, it's a pretty short one. 10 minutes for... What do we even get? See if it'll tell me the actual number of experience. Not really. So anyway, we'll call it that 14,000. I didn't pay attention. Yeah, it happens. Alright, as always, please hit that like, subscribe, follow button. We're going to record the next video and then get out of here. So we'll see you again soon. Toodles. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. As promised, we're going to roll directly into the next video here in the Road Most Taken series. The Road Least Taken series. This time we're actually going to take the Harbor Tunnel and jump down to Blockade Buster. It's actually a sweet little quest. Depending on your group and what difficulty you're running it on, you can actually zerg this quest very, very fast. Very, very fast. Am I live? I am live. How are you today? Just in case. Here we go.
The Droam fleet has gathered here during this dark night, probably for mutual protection. Such measures might help against a naval attack, but not against you.
Let's overview how the quest works, right? So we have three boats. Inside each of the boats is a crest. The crest lets us go down to the bottom. In the bottom, we can make the boats explode. That's the goal. You've been watching Perry Mason because I wasn't here. I've been here since 11, my usual streaming time, 11 a.m. Central Standard until about 2.
A horrid stench permeates this galley.
Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, depends on my head.
Carnage will now be ready to confront you.
I guess it's as good a time as any to remind everyone that if you would like to catch us live, twitch.tv/SamusGrobo is one of the best ways to do so. Alright, we're just looking for the crest here. I'm not too worried about Dungeon Alert. We're gonna make people really mad at us regardless, so...
This is the private
just gonna
quarters
poke
of Bash,
around.
the ogre veteran of the last war.
Not gonna worry about
It
breakables
appears
or
to be
anything else like that.
unoccupied
I'm
at the
just
moment.
gonna find the crest, kill the boss guy if we see him. Crest. I like getting these quests because I find them to be pretty quick and easy, and they also do drop some interesting little, Oh, you killed Durham? Scumbag. Alright. You definitely want to take the time to raise Durham here. This quest has a couple of points where it can get real nasty, and you definitely want to make sure that you have your plan to get your healing on, especially if you're in Reaper mode. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Durham.
The lower decks of the Carnage
definitely
is
want
abuzz with activity. The entire
to be ready
crew was
to do
awakened
some
by the
shenanigans
alarm.
here.
The
I'm just gonna
hatch
charge
to
past
my
all these
bay
guys,
looks like it requires some
throw my
kind of crest
thing
to
in,
unlock.
jump to the bottom floor.
It's likely secured somewhere else on this ship. From bays like this, the Droam fleet has deployed enough mines to stop all shipping in Stormreach Harbor. If you can get past the Cobalt engineers, you can find a way to deal with the mines.
And we're gonna get Crom. Crom is giving up
This panel
helping
controls the detonators
Conan,
on
from
all
all I
mines from
understand.
the
He's
Vengeance.
now working for
Both
Durham.
those already deployed in the water, and those still here in
Alright.
this bay.
So you have a couple options here. I'm gonna hit the unlock the mines because I'm smart enough. Then I'm gonna tell it to go in 15 seconds. And we want to take this hatch. Okay, you always want to take that one. And what that'll do is it'll teleport you outside towards the inside, right? As opposed to the back side of the boat.
Down, 2 to
And
go.
it'll allow you to basically swim towards the mine, or towards the raft here, without having to go around the boat, for example.
Even the deepest slumbering Droam soldier would have awoken from that explosion.
Oh
The
darn,
remaining
we woke him
Droam
up.
forces will now be alert to your presence.
And one of the things you can do from out here now is you can just like start cleaning up guys on these boats. if you want to. It's pretty easy to like shoot most of these guys from the boat, or from here. Not all of them, but most of them. That'll knock that dungeon alert back down from relatively safely. That's very safety. And of course there's also boats over here doing the same thing. That guy can't quite reach, he's being blocked. Yeah, same thing. Alright. So see how we managed to clear most of the aggro from there off because we're ranged. I personally find that to be very helpful. We also got a window here to knock out a couple more mobs. Alright, so we're gonna start by checking the kitchen. Boink. Crest is here.
This is where the crew eats. A testament to the brutality of the monstrous
no
Droam.
No collectible. Alright, out. Alright, so on these other two ships, I like to go ahead and also take out the captains because they're just close. So the captain's quarters are always in the same spot. A trick is, however, you want to make sure that if you can help it, that you stand in a position where the captain can't get past to get to the bell. They will generally path to try to get to that bell, at least this guy will, pretty significantly. So you can just like get lots of free shots in on him while he's stuck.
The Droam Navy wheezes in disbelief as he takes his last breath.
Alright. The other disadvantage of this particular boat, though, is I believe this boat happens to have the toughest of the fights down below. Alright. You got an ambush to start with. So I just like to get out of there as quick as I can. Whatever it takes, just get out of it.
The hatch to the mine bay
We're
looks
almost
like it
there.
requires some kind
Hatch
of
and
crest
down.
to unlock.
We're out.
It's
We're through.
likely secured
We're not going to screw
somewhere
around
else
with
on the
that.
ship.
It's an easy way to get accidentally killed in there. So I just want to be not in there at all if I can help it.
From
The least
here,
I can.
the Vengeance uses a
Like I said, those
complex system of
four
rails and
guys
pulleys
can
to deploy
really
mines
mess
into
you
the
up,
water.
especially if you have like a
Alert
longer
Cobalt
loading
engineers
screen.
keep watch over
You
the
could actually
equipment
zone in dead.
at this
I've
late
seen it
time.
happen. Set this for 15 seconds, but then we're also going to just take our D door here. Yoink. Summon our hireling. Countdown will appear up here.
Just one more Droam ship
Kinda
to
wanna
send to the
record.
bottom of the ocean.
Record things getting exploded on us here once. And we still have this boat mostly clear of aggro up on the top. So we're looking good. Although there's some guys still running around. They're just we're outside of our zone, I guess. Drink an invisibility potion. Alright. We'll jump inside this door. It's a different boat. There are 3 boats. We have blown up and sank 2 of the 3. That was that boat over there. Alright. This guy can be a real pain. So we're gonna activate all of our various goodies. This guy likes to cast disintegrates and other really nasty spells on people.
Lobo the Bloody, known across 2 continents for
Alright,
his vile
so
ritual
here's going to be our
sacrifices
main
of innocent
disadvantage,
lives,
is that
has now
our
fallen to
sigil,
your wrath.
we already checked in the galley. We checked in the captain's quarters. We'll check up here. It's not up here at the top. Which now means it's got to be down below decks. Which means we're going to have to find it down here instead of just scooting through. It can be a real pain.
Is awake down here,
Oh no,
growling
I
to
didn't
each other as they
get the
search for you.
collectible. Alright, let's shoot off one of these. Or shoot off one of those. Alright, I see it. Basically what we're just going to do is we're just going to take advantage of the fact that we have all this mana that we just never use, and we're just going to dump it in. Any monsters that we can possibly kill with SP, we're going to do it. Any monsters that we can just, like, force out of our way, we're going to do. We just don't want to deal with anything if we can help it. This guy even, whatever it takes. Get out of here. Alright, perfect. Grab our crest, grab our cabinet.
The hatch to the mine bay looks like it requires some
Pretty
kind of crest
smooth,
to
actually,
unlock.
as
It's likely
these
secured
runs go.
somewhere else on this ship.
Okay, we do still have to worry about some dungeon alert, but we're
This is
doing
the
our best to
Bloodlust's
just
mine
slaughter
bay,
our way through
where
that.
kobold engineers tend to the equipment. You'll need to sneak or fight past them in order to perform your sabotage.
We stealthed right through this quest, didn't we? If nobody lives except for you, you can tell whatever story you want, right? Pretty sure that's the rule. Okay, collected our various goodies. Loot our chest. Detonate in 15 seconds. Again, we're gonna just detour out because we don't want to mess with it. Summon our hireling. So yeah, we have wreck over here, and now we're about to have a wreck over here.
All the mines have been detonated, and the mine layers are sunk. You have broken the Droam blockade
go.
of Stormreach Harbor.
Easy peasy. Alright kids, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope this also inspires you to get some fast experience points. And we'll see you guys next time. Toodles. Alright, perfect. So we have 2 more quests to do in this, but I'm going to have to put those on hold. My head has really begun to throb, so I'm going to lay down for a little bit here. Doing that Myron and Kobold quest with all that junk on the screen really messed me up here. But I kind of, if I have time, I want to do something a little different this afternoon. And I'm going to have to kind of experiment with it a little bit. What I'm thinking about doing is DDO in a movie. But I don't want to record or DDO in a show or something. I don't know. We'll see. It may not even happen today. It may be a little bit later down the road. I caught a couple of people doing the Amazon watch parties, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I actually had quite a bit of fun watching the watch party. So I kind of would like to give one a shot and see what it likes. Or see how everyone likes it. The disadvantage is I do believe you have to have the Amazon Prime to be able to actually watch the show that you're watching on the stream, which is kind of annoying. But, I don't know. Like I said, it may wait till later this week, until once I get a webcam back. But it's something I would like to try. I don't know, we'll see. That, but I also have to work on the... Well, I don't have to work on the bus, but I'd like to work on the bus a little bit today. Speaking of the bus... let me see if it's here. And salutations. is here. But I worked on the bus a little bit this weekend. I got the fan in and covered up. It looks good. Runs. Am I serving popcorn? Maybe. Probably not. But yeah, worked on the bus. Like I said, I got the fan working. I recorded a little video, but we'll see what happens. If I actually decide I like the way this looks or not. I haven't watched it yet. But I put these in, these shelves. God, that does not look very straight. But it's because that board right there is not straight at the moment. But these are huge, huge shelves. Or drawers, I mean. I don't know if I... Yeah, there you go. That's a massive drawer. They're both steps and drawers. And basically it's just a footstep to be able to help people get up onto the bed. Because remember, this bed is going to have like almost a foot thick mattress on it. And then this drawer, it looks real ugly, but it's actually pretty okay now. Much smaller than the other one, but it's... I don't know. I don't think I have the slide put in exactly perfectly right, is the problem. And then I'm going to make a little shelf to go right there. That so that little bit of space won't be wasted. But look how far I had to, like, because of the door, to be able to open and close that door. I really thought I would be able to get away with a much smaller spacer. But I wanted the shelf for it to go in to go all the way across. So I have to put something in there so it doesn't look so stupid. And then I'll have to put a front... I want to put a a false front on it anyway, but we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are at the moment. I said that putting those steps in actually took me, and fixing the fan took me most of the weekend, to be really honest. It was really crazy. James Pica, welcome. Unfortunately, we're about to take off for the afternoon, but thank you very much for coming and hanging out and spending a little bit of time with us today. Let's see, I ordered the floors. The floors should be in tomorrow or the next day, I think. So then I think tomorrow or maybe tonight I get to put in a big Amazon order for some stuff. And that'll be sweet. I'll probably put in a we'll also add a camera, a new webcam to my order that today too. So hopefully that'll arrive pretty fast. Is there anything else going on? No. Not really. The guy who broke into the arena, which for those of you who don't know is the place that I work part-time, was captured yesterday. They found most of the merchandise, not all the merchandise, and a bunch of drugs. What are we doing tomorrow? Remington and I will probably play more Pokemons. Or not Pokemons, Digimon. And I will be around more. I just I need to take a little bit of a break, get my head to cool back down. We might even come back early. Just have to play it by ear and see how my head feels. Alright, so let's take a look and see who else is streaming Dungeons and Dragons Online Harm. The picture of stupid. I think I'm missing something. Alright, so let's see who else is streaming. Are you really not going to let me just go to... See, do I know any of these guys? Oh, I know Katsusuma. I don't think I've got to raid this way before, so we'll raid this way. And like I said, I'll be back as soon as I can. Basically, my head is try to do that Enter the Kobold, or not Enter the Kobold. Whatever the Kobold quest was. And it started raining really bad, and it, oh man, messed with my head real something fierce. Alright everyone, I'll be back in a few hours. Peace, much love, and we'll see you then. Toodles.